not the builder of the pool. I don't sell parts and pieces or construction. I'm a designer, an engineer. And so we're under contract with the city to develop a concept with a budget, and then the funding hopefully happens, and then the design and the bidding and the construction happens after that. So we're in the initial phases. The design is not set. We have a design to show you. The design incorporates all of the features that the committee thought would be good for your community. This isn't something I'm selling to them or trying to convince them. This comes from the committee. Each and every feature that you see up here is part of their idea. I visited your pool this summer while it was in use. I've seen the pool a couple of times after that when it's been drained. As Lee said, we check the structure. The first test is a non-destructive test, and it's a sounding. And it's pretty simple. We just strike it with a hammer and listen. Sound, solid concrete, has a distinctive ring. If it's beginning to freeze-thaw fail, and it happens within the aggregate, within the wall, you strike it with a hammer and it sounds like a drum. It's a hollow, punky sound, if you will. And we didn't find it. There's a few areas under the gutter that need to be repaired, but the walls and the floor were very good. They're sound. They're formed in place, reinforced concrete. They were done by a reputable engineering firm in Iowa in 1978. So your pool facility isn't all that old, 34 years, I think, if I did the math right real quick. You should be able to get, based on the condition of the concrete that we saw, at least 15 years, and more likely 20 or more years. 50-year pool structure poured in place is not unreasonable. We've renovated pools that were built in the 1930s, WPA pools. Concrete was good, and they're still going. They've got 70 to 80 years left. So that's the thing you have to be careful. You can renovate anything, but what's the remaining life and what's the value? So the remaining life, I think, is a good investment. So what's the value? Well, you've got a diving area. Okay, that can stay. You've got a lap area. There's a swim team. There's lots of other activities, programmed activities that you can do in the lap area. What's missing in your pool is shallow water, 0 to 3 feet. You've got a wading pool. It's 246 square feet. The whole pool you've got is 5,000 square feet. So it's not even, I mean, half is what we try to get to. About 50% less than 3 feet, 3'6", and half deeper than that. So with the plan that we've got, and I'll flip these pages here to show you, you will approach that. So shallow water is the emphasis. You won't lose the diving, you won't use the lap swimming area for competition or exercise or open play. The bathhouse. The walls are not in great condition. The brick on those are beginning to freeze-thaw fail, particularly at the corners. You can drive by in the street and see some of that failure. You don't want to invest in renovating that bathhouse with that outside structure like that. You could peel it off and build it back, but we've tried that, and you end up spending more money doing that than just building a new facility. It's not ADA compliant. It is not large enough for, if we add water, you have to add more plumbing fixtures. So by the time you chop it up and parse it back together, you're not money ahead. So a new bathhouse is planned, a new filter area, new filter system. It's sized right for what you've got. It's hard to operate. It's all below grade, big valves. This would be a new system that would be on the deck, easy to access, easy to operate, and sized appropriately. So we'd be improving the water quality, improving the shallow water, adding some play features, and using the structure, the foundation of the pool that you've got right now. We're going to add about 2,800 square feet of shallow water. So you're going to go from 5,000, a little over 5,000 square feet to about 7,300 square feet of water surface area. Let me run through these. This is your existing pool. 5th Street, Lynn Street. I didn't draw the lap lanes in there. There's your wading pool. So compare that shallow water to the one, move this out of the way, I'm blocking your view, especially your view. So, everybody oriented? There's the bathhouse. Okay. New bathhouse and filter area. This is your pool, this is your diving area. The wading pool's gone. This is still a 25-meter facility. 25-meter lanes are what you have now. We looked at 25 yard, which are 7 feet shorter. Swim team preference is 25 meters. That's what everyone else in the league has. Okay. This is the shallow water area. This is to the south of the pool. And to make that happen, we're cutting this wall off and just sliding the pool forward a little bit. It sounds like a lot of money, but it isn't to build the walls. You're already building the deck. It's just a little bit more gutter here and here. So the lap lane's there. To get this width in, this 0 depth area to 3'6" area, we're constrained by the street. We can't go south any further. We've got to get drainage around it, and we can't get close to the setback requirement. But this does fit. It has 0 depth across here, which is just what it sounds if you haven't seen that. There's no step or trip to be ADA compliant. You need 2 methods of ADA access because your perimeter here is more than 300 feet. So that's one, and the steps with handrails is the second one. So you'll be ADA compliant very inexpensively. So that water depth goes from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3'6", and then that matches the existing pool floor. So we'll have a new gutter system around here. We'll leave this gutter system, wall and floor as it is. A few repairs. We've got a shade structure with a seat in the water. So parents can sit there, their young ones can play in this shallow water. You can sit in the shade, dangle your feet in the water. We've got several sprays that are right along the deck here, so it's like a spray ground within the pool. Those are not expensive items. The cost is in the shallow water and any big features like water slides or lazy rivers, which we've got phased or planned as possible additions. We've got a small toddler slide here. It's about this tall. So they slide, and there's a foam pad into 12 inches of water. So the little ones are going to be contained in this and not tempted to go into the deep water. That's important when you put that shallow water on. Another spray play feature out here for the little older kids, and enough distance with lifeguards that any little ones that try to wander into the deep water are captured, if you will. The slope on the bottom is very gradual, very gradual. 1 to 16, 1 to 20, so they're not going to slide down the slope. We have a family slide here. 10 foot tall, about 6 or 7 feet wide. Parents can go down it with their kids, toddlers. And there's a foam pad that they'll land on too. So this is a small version of a large water slide, but it's very family friendly. I think my wife would even go down that. She won't go down the big water slides. And then we've got a bench here, just concrete built in place, and we'll have a couple of jacuzzi jets on the back side of it. Just pool water. And so you can sit there and have your back massaged, your legs massaged, if you can fight off the kids, because they'll capture that, guarantee it. They like that. We're showing a basketball goal here. Now that may sound counterintuitive, basketball in a swimming pool, but it works really well. So the kids can occupy that area. This is an entrance-exit area. We're showing a couple of floatables here, which I don't know if anyone noticed. This is a scale model of one. So if anybody's interested, it's very soft, but it will float, and it's tethered to the bottom of the pool with a chain, so they can be moved. So any kind of caricature. You want the high school mascot? They can make that. So that'll give the older kids something to play with in here. 2 diving boards. They can't be a 3-meter board. It's not deep enough. It'll have to be a lower. It won't even be a 1-meter board. It'll be a 3/4 meter board because the depths aren't right. So you've got to be careful about that. So and we're taking the wading pool out, so shade structures all around here, a concession area right here, come out of the bathhouse, concessions here, shallow area here. So all the little tykes, they've got a place to be. All the older kids have a place to be. So the shallow water is the key element in this. And if we were to do a new pool, we would spend over $3 million for a pool that was only about 5,000 square feet in size. This is over 8,000 square feet in size. So that's the basic concept. I say concept because it can change as time goes on, as we hear comments from you guys. But that's the basic plan that's being looked at right now. If money becomes available, This is what the committee would love to have, a lazy river. Same plan here, same elements here, we just connect it there. And that, a lazy river, and there's images over here, just picture a channel, and it's 7 or 8 feet wide, 3 to 3.5 feet deep, and you float on an inner tube, and we pump water around. Even though there's an opening here, that water will continue once momentum gets built up, and you'll just float, get sunburned, talk to your friends, splash your kids. So it's a combination of passive and active. Very popular. If we could make it bigger, the committee would love it to be bigger if budget was there. This can be reduced in size based on budget. It can be increased based on budget. So that's a key feature that the committee would love to see. And the last feature that they would like to see is, and this may be hard for you to see back there, all of that, lazy river, pool, and a water slide. This is up north where the wading pool is. And again, this is scalable. This one is I think it's 150 feet long, and it doesn't land in a pool. It lands in what's called a runout, which is a flat fiberglass channel with about that much water in it. So as you slide into it, that water splays out, and you slow down, you stand up, and you step out. So those are the plans with the features that the committee has expressed interest in.